What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking another look at some older decks that got updated and a little bit changed from the new set. And so we're going to be looking at Gholdengo EX and its coin bonus ability, where it allows you to draw a card, and if it's in the active, you draw a second card. So what it allows you to do is get through your deck incredibly fast and kind of always have hand and card advantage. And we're going to combo that with Palkia VSTAR. The main reason why we're comboing these together is mostly just because Palkia works as a really good early game attacker, since we're going to be filling our bench up pretty quickly and just getting early damage out onto the board. And it will also allow us to utilize Greninja when we have the opportunity to. What we're really looking for is Hyper Aroma, since what Hyper Aroma allows us to do is search for 3 Stage 1 Pokemon and put them into our hand. What that means is that we can set out 3 different Gimmighouls, get ourselves into 3 Gholdengos, draw through our deck, and get there really quickly. The way that we're going to do this as smoothly as possible is by using Irida in order to get us into our Gimmighouls through things like either the Buddy Poffin or Nest Balls or whatever it is that we need to use at the time. And then we can also use Irida in order to get ourselves our Hyper Aroma. The other thing too that's really nice is that we're able to run things like Cypher's Codebreaker or Codebreaking, and the reason why that works out so well is because we can guarantee what we're going to draw off the Gholdengo, either the Greninja. So we're always able to pick exactly the 2 cards we need in whatever situation. So if we're able to place it down, you know, we're always going to have an out. We also run a copy of Roxanne and a copy of Iono. The reason why we do this is because we're drawing so many cards, and as the game gets a little bit later, there's actually times where you can end up almost like decking yourself out because you'll have like 20 cards in hand. So you need a tool to be able to not only shuffle your deck back in or like shuffle your hand back into the deck, but also they're really good comeback mechanics to use later on in the game. Obviously, putting our opponent to 2 cards when we have the ability to draw a ton is obviously super good. Same thing with Iono in the late game, it can be really helpful. So it's always just kind of nice to have. We also run the Spiritomb. Really what this is for is that right now Rotom, V, and Lumineon are still all over the game. And so being able to have this out, shut off your opponent's Rotoms and things like that to stop them from really being able to like set up and do stuff can be pretty game breaking in specific matchups, specifically things like Dracobolt to try to use it early. But yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of the list, and I will see you guys in the game in a moment. Just want to do some final announcements. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Share the video if you know somebody who is looking for a deck like this. And also today, later on tonight, will be our second community Discord tournament, so be sure to join that. It's completely free. The access code is down in the description below, along with the link to the tournament page, as well as our community Discord. So if you want to join any of those, they're all completely free. Feel free to hop in and compete. There are prizes and things like that, so be sure to join. And also the deck list for this... I got sidetracked there, sorry. The deck list for this video is also down in the description, so you can copy that over if you like, and if you want to test out the deck, make any changes, anything like that. So yeah, all that's in the description. Be sure to join the tournament, the Discord, all that kind of stuff, and I will see you guys in the game 1 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 1. We're going to be going first. We'll see what our opponent's playing in a moment. We open not incredibly great, but you know, could certainly be better. We see Roller. That does not tell us much. We are able to get the Buddy Poffin though, so we get double Gimmighoul. That's not too bad. We can go for a Nest Ball to grab ourselves Palkia, though we have like no energy or anything like that to get ourselves going with. I don't want to play the Spiritomb yet, because I have no clue what it is they're playing, only seeing the Roller. So, like, it doesn't really tell me enough. There's the Buddy Poffin. At bare minimum, I'll be able to Ciphermaniac on the following turn. Oh, it's Alakazam? that what I'm up against? That's interesting. Okay, there's Mimikyu. That's kind of annoying, but not like a big deal. They got themselves a Seal Stone, Earthen Vessel. Alright, so we'll see what they decide to do. Honestly, what our play is going to probably end up being... Well, we'll see what we end up top decking. Okay, we get Irida. That's okay for us. We can go Palkia VSTAR here. What I think we want to do... So we'll coin bonus real quick. We get PokéStop. We'll spin that first, see what we get. Not anything useful right now, but could be useful later. We could play the Spiritomb down. I don't know what they would even want, but they do have the Seal Stone, so like they have to be playing something. So I guess I'll play it down. There's not anything else I really need for the bench. What we'll do right now, though, is we'll go Irida. And really all that's going to be for right now is just to grab us the Earthen Vessel. Obviously, I would love to get the other Gholdengo out, but it's not really worth playing the... Grab ourselves double water energy for right now. The main issue right now is that it's not really worth playing... Man, if I needed Spirit Energies, boy, would I be in a great spot. Yeah, for now... How do I want to do this? I'm gonna pass. I don't think I'm at threat of getting KO'd. So, pretty much what my goal is I'm going to Ciphermaniac in order to place Canceling Cologne and Boss's Orders down. Use Greninja to grab both of those, so that way on the following turn, I'll be able to Palkia, get myself into the energy that I need in order to knock out Mimikyu and Roller. There's the Alakazam. I think it only hits for like 120, right? So even if they rare candy and attack me... Yeah. So I can retreat it for now and just kind of like continue play that way if I have to. So what we will do... We'll coin bonus first. Actually, I don't even need to do that. Oh, don't Star Portal yet. Well, concealed cards. I don't even need to do that because they haven't even bothered to evolve the Roller. So it makes really no difference. So what I can actually end up doing here is we'll spin the PokéStop. We lose out on some stuff I would have liked, but whatever. Honestly, what I'm going to do is Nest Ball for one more Gimmighoul. I'm going to Ciphermaniac in order to grab myself the Boss's Orders for the following turn so I can just knock out the Alakazam straight up. And we will grab ourselves... How many energy do I have in my deck? 4? And we'll just grab ourselves one more Gholdengo. So we know what's coming off the top of our deck. What we can do is manually attach here. Star Portal. Now that we put some energies down. we'll be able to deal with the Mimikyu and the Roller. Draw ourselves 2 more cards, or prize cards rather. Hey, and we get the boss. So even if they make another Mimikyu on this turn, we don't really care. Yeah, that's gonna be game 1. Pretty easy. Obviously, they needed to evolve into Roller much sooner, but honestly, we were probably just gonna boss his orders and just knock out the Alakazams over and over was kind of gonna be our play. That's kind of the issue with Alakazam, is that the Dimensional Hand is really cool, but it does almost no damage. So we would have had a lot of time to work with in order to find our cards, and we have plenty of outs in order to end up knocking out the Alakazams to get around the Mew and things like that. So kind of just a really good matchup for us, but it just is what it is. That's going to be game 1, and I will see you guys in a moment in game 2. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2. Our opponent's going to be going first. We open a Gimmighoul and a Buddy Poffin. So, good enough. Obviously not fantastic, but like I said, good enough. We do see the Delibird sleeves. We're up against Espathra, which is pretty cool. Seeing some fun decks today. That's exciting. There's the Buddy Poffin for some Zatus and things like that. The benefit actually is that it's going to be really hard for them to KO me because we only play like 1 to 2 energies anyway. So like we're going to be in a pretty good position here. We can go Buddy Poffin. And honestly, that's like kind of all we can do for right now. What we'll end up doing is going Ciphermaniac to grab ourselves... Do we want Iono on the next turn? Probably, right? And then, are we gonna... Yeah, we'll grab ourselves that, and we'll grab ourselves the Earthen Vessel. Since we're gonna be able to... We're going to be able to draw with Gholdengo anyway. So we're going to be able to play this down. We'll draw our Iono. Then we'll be able to grab our Earthen Vessel. And then we're going to be able to grab the... What's it called? The... Like, whatever the other... Like, the next card on top of our deck is. So, the Sideball is going to be able to knock us out. Which... is a little bit annoying, but not the biggest deal in the world, since, like I said, we can just evolve, go into Gimmighoul. We can place this down. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to attack on this turn, since we don't have a way to attach multiple energies. We do get our other Gimmighoul, though, so that's pretty good. What we can do is go... let's actually draw real quick. We get the switch. We'll go Irida in order to grab ourselves the Greninja, and we will grab ourselves a Buddy Poffin as well. We can set the Greninja down. We will Buddy Poffin, get ourselves 1 more Gimmighoul. We can concealed cards. That gets us our Palkia. Then we can Earthen Vessel, get rid of the Nest Ball, get ourselves a Steel and a Water Energy. We can attach the Steel Energy for now and pass our turn. What we'll be able to do is concealed cards away the Water Energy on their next turn, get ourselves some other options. We'll have the out in terms of if we want to... in a later stage in the game, if they decide to place like Iono or something, or not, you know, if they decide to place like Mimikyu or some, or what? Not Mimikyu, Manaphy. That was the card I was looking for. If they place Manaphy down, it's totally fine. We can always utilize Greninja and the boss with like a Canceling Cologne to knock them out. They're probably gonna want to go Xatu here, so they can start powering up and getting things done. They do lose out on a boss's orders. I've never been a fan of the rainbow cards. I don't know, they just look weird. But I mean, like, I shout out Pride Month. We'll see what they end up doing here. There's no shot that they KO us, so we're really not too worried about it. Getting the KO on the clapback won't be that hard either. Honestly, what we could do here, if we want, so we'll go concealed cards. Draw 2. In theory, if we're able to get into Palkia VSTAR, what we can end up doing is bossing up the Xatu, knocking both of these out, and coming in, like, in for an attack later. So, we'll coin bonus here. Still not finding it, which is a little sad. I'd love to be able to get that play off. The Hyper Aroma is okay, because it'll allow us to get to Gholdengo out of our deck. Placing that down. And coin bonusing again. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're about to be in it, sports fans. So, what we can actually do here is go switch, bring in the Greninja. Then what we can do is go boss's orders, pull up the Xatu. Then what we can do is go Star Portal for 1, 2. Manually attach the third. Then what we can do is Moonlight Shuriken to knock out the Flittle and the other Natu, getting us 2 prize cards. And what's important about that is that it means they have to attach an energy or find a switch in order to retreat. So there's the energy retrieval for the 1 energy. So, okay, they Clairvoyant Sense, so they can power this up, but they still have to find a way to retreat. They could have another energy in hand already. There's the Buddy Poffin. So they get their pieces back out, but we're not really worried about that. There's the energy in order to retreat with. They can knock out our Greninja at this point, but again, that's totally fine. Since really what we wanted to do is we just wanted to cost them as many resources as possible. They're going boss's orders. Okay, so they're going boss just so that way it takes us more time to, like, power this up, which is fine by us. We could actually potentially get into boss again, which would be kind of cool. Cool. Coin bonus. Cool. So what we can do is throw the energy down onto this. We get ourselves into another boss. We can pull this up. This removes the draw engine. Then what we can do is just go for Make It Rain, discarding the water energies. Again, like I said, removing their draw engine and also making it so pretty much what's going to happen now. Cool, we don't really need the Spiritomb, but it's nice we can discard it with Spirit Energy Retrieval. They can bring this in and attack into us, right? But it doesn't really matter because all we're going to do is just place another energy down, make it so that way we can still attack, and kind of go from there. So the game is more or less over. If they want, they can, like, boss these back up or something, but it doesn't really matter. I think we should have access to one more boss, right? So we can even boss this up on our own, like, volition and just knock this out. Potentially, as long as it's not prized. I didn't bother to look. I guess I could use the Nest Ball and check. Alright, they're bringing it in of their own accord. Even if they knock this out, we can just bring in the other one and do the same exact thing. There's the... Ooh, de-evolution. Big play. Kind of lucky that that's... Like, they have no cards in their hand, but that all worked out for them. Definitely kind of huge. So that'll get them 2 prize cards. Definitely a big play. We'll place Greninja, since we can always manually retreat it if we want. We'll re-evolve. Placing those down. Then we'll go ahead and Earthen Vessel the Spiritomb away. Grab ourselves double Steel Energies. Placing the Steel Energy down on Gholdengo. Draw ourselves 1 more card. There's another Irida. We can play that down. We can grab the Canceling Cologne. And we'll grab the Palkia VSTAR. Since, honestly, what we can end up doing here... They're about to be super salty, actually. Let's place this down. We'll go Nest Ball here, just to see what's in our deck. We have access to 3 superior energies and a regular energy, or superior energy rather. So what we can do here is we're just gonna look to get as many cards out of our deck as possible. Obviously this doesn't help us, but I just want to make my hand smaller. So that way, if we hit 1 more Spirit Energy... Wow, we hit everything. That's so massive. They're about to be super tilted. Since what we can do here is retreat, bring in Gholdengo, drop the Canceling Cologne, and then that way we'll be able to actually attack. We can go Spirit Energy Retrieval, get rid of the extra cards in our hand, and grab ourselves a whole bunch of energy. And oop, we need 1 more. We'll just go Energy Retrieval. And attack for 350. Actually, we don't really need to do that. We'll attack for 300. Let's not be too brash, since the game's not technically over yet. We'll grab 2 prize cards. And then, now, it really doesn't matter what we KO. There's pretty much nothing they can do at this point. There's the Jock, so they will be able to get themselves their evolutions. For what it's worth, like, we've been doing really well. But, man, their top decks and stuff like that are actually insane. Because it's not like they're even drawing that many cards. Like, we've been kind of stopping them from getting most things. So it's pretty impressive how well they've managed to kind of stick into this game when we've been so, like, ahead. Because they're just finding, like, the exact pieces they need each time they need it. Off, like, no cards, too. It's kind of crazy. The Buddy Poffin doesn't matter there. They do already have the Switch, though. They didn't even need to, like, manually attach to do it. They're still going to be super upset when I Spirit Energy Retrieval again. So, before I do this, I should have 1 more Spirit Energy Retrieval in the deck, right? Perfect. So what I can do is just go Spirit Energy Retrieval, get rid of the double Pokestops, grab myself all the energy I'm going to end up needing. I can attach the extra energy that I need in order to attack with, drop the other Spirit Energy Retrieval, get rid of the Roxanne, grab myself my other 3 energy, and I'm good to attack for 350 damage. Making it rain. Popping off and getting rid of the Espathra. Their top decks are really good though. Like the getting into the de-evolution, that was pretty hype for them. Not gonna lie. So pretty good game for what it was worth. So that's gonna be the game. We'll get into another one in a moment. And I will see you guys. God, I hate that that's bugged. That like the victory cuts off at the top sometimes. It's like been like that forever. Like it's such a simple fix. Like just bring this down. It's so annoying. Anyway, that's gonna be the game. I will see you guys in the next one momentarily. Peace. All right, we're into game number 3, and we're gonna be going first. We'll see what we get and what our opponent's playing in a moment. We will go with the Gimmighoul and the Palkia. Our hand isn't incredible, but it's not too bad. We see the Cleffa in the active. We do see the Earthen Vessel, so we'll get rid of 1 water energy. Grab ourselves 1 more of each. We'll throw down the Pokestop. If we're able to get into... that'll work. I was gonna say, if we're able to get ourselves into like a Buddy Poffin or something, that would be super sweet. But what we can do here is we can go Radiant. We can Concealed cards to give up 1 more water energy. We do get the Buddy Poffin. Alright, now we're popping off. So we can go double Gimmighoul. We can place the energy down there. Pass our turn. We're going to be able to go Irida to get ourselves the Palkia VSTAR. And we'll be able to get ourselves the Hyper Aroma in order to get our last 2 Gholdengos and just start drawing like crazy. So we are up against Dracopult with Pidgeot, which has become like the most popular way to play the deck now, even though I still feel like Xatu is better. But, I mean, I don't know. Pidgeot EX is kind of absolutely nuts, so I can see the argument of it being better. And, like, you're already running Rare Candy anyway. But, personally, gonna go out on a limb and say that I prefer the Xatu line. That being said, what we're gonna be able to do here... Wonder why they went with an energy onto Pidgeot. Oh, wait, for the evolution. Duh. Haha. What we can do here, potentially, is... we could go Greninja and knock out both Dracolox. Even more so now that we grew into another Gholdengo, so like we don't even need the Hyper Aroma from Irida, like at all. So we'll coin bonus here, see what we're able to find. We get another water energy, so we can Concealed cards for 2 more. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do, right? That would make the most sense. So we can Irida here. Get ourselves our VSTAR. And we could grab the Switch. Yeah. So that way we don't even have to spend the turn attaching to manually retreat. So we can place this down, hit the Switch, bring in Radiant Greninja, we'll go Star Portal. 1, 2, 3. Then we can manually attach here. And we'll spin the PokéStop just to see what we get. Spirit Energy Retrieval for later, not bad. We'll coin bonus because there's no reason not to. And cool, we have some discard fodder. So for now, we'll just go Moonlight Shuriken. We'll get rid of both of the Dracolocks. Just to remove those, make it so they have to find not only the Dracopult, but also the rare candies. There's an argument to be made that what I could have done for the next turn... Wow, they found double rare candy there. That's actually insane. If they get Pidgeot, Drake... Oh, wow. That's so insane. Wait, did they discard the other rare candy? Why would they do that? Unless they already have the other one in hand. I'm gonna go Super Rod. Couldn't they have just made another Dracopult, like, right then? Alright, so first things first. I'm gonna Earthen Vessel this away, because if I can find a boss and boss up the Pidgeot, that would be huge. That'd be really big. So, we're gonna set this down. And we'll go ahead and concealed cards first. Since we already have the Spirit Energy Retrieval, we don't really care. Perfect. So, there's the boss's orders. Boss this up. Our opponent's probably going to just surrender immediately after this. We get the Gholdengo. We can coin bonus to try to get ourselves into some other pieces, but for right now, really we're just looking for like stuff we don't care about discarding. So like we can get rid of those. So this is 200 damage. To, what are we at, 250, right? Yep. So we need one more. We can go Energy Retrieval for the last two. And we can attack. So 100, 200, 250 to 300. Knocking out the Pidgeot EX. And setting ourselves up that now, if the Dracopult comes back into play, it's really not an issue because we can always just bring in the Gholdengo and knock it out. One of the arguments that could have been made earlier for like a better play was, instead of attaching the Steel Energy here, we could have attached another Water Energy, so that way on that turn I could have attached another one and then sniped out both of these as well. And like that's also a totally fine play. Like either one of these situations, it would work pretty much the same way. Because like we'd be in a very similar position, but in that outcome, there's no potential for them to make a Dracopult. In this potential, there is. But honestly, we're not really worried about it. And also getting rid of their ability to like directly search out a card is obviously very beneficial. But also, our matchup into Dracopult is actually very, very good. Since we hit for like infinite damage anyway, we're not really worried about too much. So even if they make Dracopult off anything, it really doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to be annoying here is that they're probably going to want to pull up the Palkia just to kind of like stall out some turns. And we don't have Switch, so we just have to like keep manually attaching until we get our other Switch. Though we could play Cyllene, shuffle it into our deck, and then try to find it. That'd be pretty hype, actually. There's the Super Scoop Up. I hate the, like, the effect on the background of this. It, like, kind of hurts my eyes. They do make another Pidgeot. And we don't really need to switch. There's the Iono. Kind of annoying. Here in a Buddy Poffin. We can use the Irida to get us the Spirit Energy Retrievals. We do have another boss, so we can actually potentially draw into bossing up this Pidgeot again. But then we won't really have a way to switch, so... This is about to be annoying, not because this is going to be a difficult game to win, because, again, at this point, like, they have to come into the active to attack us at some point. And as soon as they do, we just KO them. But it's still annoying. Like, like at this point, they're kind of just, like, stalling to try to get back into the game in a way that's, like, not really beneficial. So we'll coin bonus here, draw ourselves some pieces, see what we find. We find the Ultra Ball we don't really care about. We can spin the PokéStop here. We get a Counter Catcher and a Lost Vacuum. Not that any of that also really helps us at the moment. But we can go Irida here to grab Spirit Energy Retrieval. It's kind of like fine by us. We can get rid of the Buddy Poffins. Grab ourselves some energy. We can concealed cards for another one. And then we'll manually attach, so that way we can just start retreating on the next turn if they choose not to really do anything. Yeah, so on the next turn, I mean, again, I guess they could... Like, I guess they could try to, like, boss around some pieces or something. But, again, if they bring in Dracopult, attack into us, we not only live the attack, but regardless of their spread damage, it won't really matter. We get to attach the energy onto the Palkia. We can retreat, go into Gholdengo, and knock them out. The Iono is marginally annoying. Cool, we got our Spirit Energy anyway, or Spirit Energy Retrieval. We're going to be able to draw at least another 3 cards at bare minimum. And, like, even if we have to take the time to sit here and let Palkia get knocked out, like they take 2 attacks in, doesn't really end up mattering. Because all we need is some energies and Gholdengo in the active, and the game's over. There's, like, too many things they need to, like, there's too many things they need to have happen for them to take 3 knockouts before we can take 1. And we already have energy on both, like, Gholdengos, so it doesn't really matter. Like, we're always going to have something to bring into the active. So this is kind of just going to be a very slow ending to the game, potentially. But maybe not. Who knows? Cool, we get double energy retrieval, so it will not matter. There's the Cyllene. Not that we really need it. We're just collecting cards to be able to discard. We can Spirit Energy Retrieval. And like I said, we're really just looking for cards that we can discard. Didn't we have more in the discard? Pretty positive we did. We'll PokéStop real quick. Cool, we got more. We will attach. We can just, yeah, we'll retreat. And then from here, we'll be able to get 4 more energy. Which, is that enough? Oh wait, I think that's 300, right? Aren't we like a little bit short? We're 1 short. At that point, we're just gonna concealed cards. Get rid of this. Perfect. Kind of. We could attack. We don't really lose anything by not, though. Yeah, at that point, we'll just not bother. So you only need 1 energy in order to KO either one of these. We are actually out of energy retrievals, but we should have enough energy in our deck we should be able to find. This is kind of annoying. Pretty positive we still have energy in our deck. Could be wrong, I guess, but we should still have 1, right? Because 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Should have more than 1. But as long as we have at least 1, that's all that really matters. We'll survive the attack here. They can pull up the Palkia. Oh. Alright, that was a bad play. What they should have done is pulled up the Palkia so they could KO this and then drop... never mind. For a second I thought that this had, like, more damage on it. It doesn't really matter. Bring this in. Again, we're really just drawing to get into 1 last energy. We'll use the Hyper Aroma just to really check. Yeah, we have 3 energy left in our deck. We should be able to find it. There's the Nest Ball. We're really only using that just to pull cards out of our deck, just to make it a little bit easier to find everything. We can coin bonus for 2. Perfect. Coin bonus for 1 more. That one's not really as relevant, but we will do 300 damage, so we can boss up the Pidgeot. Again, we were really never worried Like, we had all the answers we needed. It was just kind of going to be like a slow, drawn-out victory. But unfortunately, that's just how it is sometimes. It's just like, we can't control the game. So we'll take the last 2 prizes, which is an Iono and a Gimmighoul. We'll close it out, and that's going to be game number 3, guys. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck. Sorry that the last game is a little bit of a drag out, but, you know, that just is what it is sometimes. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the list. Be sure to check out the community Discord, but more importantly, be sure to check out the community tournament that's going to be hosted tonight at the time of this video going live, which is at 6:30 p.m. EST. So definitely check that out. It's a great time. Highly recommend it. It's completely free to enter. So just use the access code GNOME, G-N-O-M-E. All of this stuff, the deck list, everything down in the description below. So feel free to check it out. You're all more than welcome to come. It's just a normal community tournament. There are prizes, all that kind of stuff. So I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to let me know what it is you want to see next. And yeah, peace out.